everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media, episode 17. I'm John and this is Matt. And before we dive into this week's episode, if you're a fan of 4K Blu-ray reviews, movie reviews, techie game reviews, we try to do them all here on the channel, and nothing helps out more than by you liking this video and subscribing to the channel. So if you're new to this, we do this every single week. We just kind of sit here, go over the new announcements for any kind of, big time physical media, maybe talk about the sales, and we answer your Q&A. And we got a lot of questions to answer this week, and a lot of good ones too. But before we dive into those questions, Matt, how was your week?
A little long.
I know. Matt's a little upset right now. He just got off a Callisto Protocol and he couldn't get an achievement, and it's really kind of taking a toll on him mentally.
Yeah, they patched the difficulty glitch on Callisto, and I missed it by a few hours. Not thrilled right now, yeah.
No.
Because that final boss on Callisto Protocol was fucking stupid. And I haven't wanted to throw a controller through a TV in a pretty long time. And I swear to God, I was getting up, screaming into a pillow. Oh, I don't even want to think about it right now because that final boss took me like 3 hours on the fucking easy difficulty because of a stupid checkpoint where if you beat the final boss, there's 2 phases, and in between phase 1 and phase 2, I got caught with a quarter health, and I start phase 2, the harder part of the boss, with a quarter fucking health, no ammo, and it's, you know what? We're just gonna leave it at that. And then there was a difficulty glitch where after you beat that, there's a quick little segment and then credits. If you switch to hard on that last segment, it's supposed to unlock the achievement for hard. They patched it. I missed it by a few fucking hours, and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not playing that game on hard.
Matt came in here hot today. He is pissed.
I'm not happy about it.
I can't blame you. I would piss me off too, but I'm not an achievement guy, and I haven't played Callisto yet, but it's getting dragged through the mud, so.
It was a 9 out of 10 game for me up until that part, and now it's a 2.
Wow, you're dropping it that much?
Because of the bullshit that they fucking did with that final boss. It was insane. It really was insane. I hated it.
Yeah, I talked to another guy about it, and he was trying to tell me to give you some help with it, because he had a real hard time too, because he said the same thing. He's like, the rest of the game's not like that, but the last boss for some reason is extremely difficult.
They just fucking turned the difficulty up to 1,000 with the last fucking boss. It was insane.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But overall, it was a really good game. I loved it. I really loved my time with it, and then I just got to that, and it was just like, are you kidding me? I was blown away.
No, I understand, and I'm sorry that happened to you. But you know what? We got a little bit of news this weekend. Some news that I just read right before I came over here today to review this, and I want to read it to you because I think it's going to make you happy. It says the MVD Rewind Collection is preparing a 4K Blu-ray and Blu-ray release of Wes Craven's Swamp Thing. The 1982 one, the one that you couldn't get because it cost too much.
That's the one that was it a Scream Factory release?
It was out of print though, right?
It's out of print. Whoever put it out was out of print. So are you sure that's the
1982
the original or Return of the Swamp?
No, Return of the Swamp Thing already has a release. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, this is the first one, the 1982 one, starring Adrienne Barbeau, who was John Carpenter's wife, I believe, at the time. But yeah, that's getting a 4K release, and I thought you might be excited about that, because that's one of the Wes Cravens you're missing.
Yes, that is one of the Wes Cravens I'm missing. That is, I guess that's some good news.
Yeah, some good news. Maybe we could turn that frown upside down.
It's not enough.
It's not enough?
It's not enough.
What if I told you that right now it's an early announcement, it's unconfirmed 100%, even though Blu-ray.com is listing it for February or March of 2023, and that is Training Day coming to 4K.
That, definitely softens the blow a bit too.
Right, I know you're a big Training Day guy.
But that's speculation, that's not confirmed.
Well, it's not confirmed. It says it's a Warner Brothers release. It says that it's a UK release right now on Blu-ray.com, but the disc father reported on it. I saw it 3 times, from 3 different sources, so it's not 100% confirmed. There's no press release, but I did hear it's coming. And that's a movie that deserves a 4K release. I actually just rewatched that 2 weeks ago.
That's funny. That was one of the only HD DVDs I had.
I remember the HD with the red box. I think that was the first one you got, right?
No, the first one was King Kong because that came with the HD DVD player with the Xbox 360.
Gotcha.
That little add-on thing.
I hate the game King Kong after what it did to you.
I'm not talking about the game.
I know, but I just hate the game King Kong based on the movie. Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yes, it was a good movie, good game.
Bad movie, awful game.
Wrong.
That's the game where Matt passed me in achievements while I wasn't able to actually play the game to pass him, because every achievement I think was 100 points in that game, if I remember correctly. You just had to play the game.
Right, yes.
That was the game you passed me an achievement score and never looked back.
This is very early.
2006. I remember where I was that day when you called me, because I was ahead of Matt the entire time. We had a competition because me and Matt always liked to compete with each other, and I was ahead of Matt in achievement score for the longest time. But this fuck got a hold of some really easy games to get achievements for, and when I couldn't play, he decides, all right, I'm going to play King Kong, beats the game and passes me and has to call me and let me know.
So why didn't you just play it?
I didn't like the game.
Right, but you get the achievements.
I guess. I didn't feel worth it.
Well, that's your fault, not mine.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you could have just got the same achievements and then...
I guess passed you right back, but you blew me away. You and Vex, all you guys just,
Yeah.
You took me out to the woodshed and shot me in the face.
Yeah, well, you didn't really try.
I tried. No, I was trying. I was trying. It's just I didn't try as much. I remember we rubber banded our controllers in Rainbow Six and everything. Like,
Yeah.
you just put a lot more time.
Right, yeah.
You
You didn't really care that much.
not as much as you. You'd set up games just for achievements.
Yeah.
I mean, like in Halo 3, I think they had the achievements where you had to get a certain amount of kills in a row, and you get the whole everyone on both teams to get together, and like we'd each get
Spartan laser, like the double kill with the Spartan laser or some shit like that.
Yeah, like I think a Kill-tacular was an achievement or something ridiculous.
Yep.
But I remember like that was a big deal.
Ah, the good old days. Just going to high school, coming home, and working on some achievements.
You missed that, right?
Big time. Oh,
Yeah, I miss it too. One day, maybe we'll have that back.
Probably not.
You never know. You never know.
We're going to go back to high school?
I mean, Billy Madison got to go back to school.
School, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
Yeah, lucky him.
I know. That's a great movie, by the way.
Great movie.
So then another bit of news, we had a couple things come from Scream Factory. They announced a couple things. One of their double feature collections, which is the first one I think coming to 4K where they have the double feature, is the Slumber Party Massacres 1 and 2.
Yes.
And you've never seen these, right?
I have the original Scream Factory Blu-ray. I have not watched it yet.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know there was a part 2, honestly.
I did, but I've never seen it. I've only seen the first one, and it's definitely a Matt movie. It's got that 80s slasher tone, and
Yeah, that's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to that.
I'll check those out.
Yeah, you're gonna do the review on those, and then another
I
one.
am?
Yeah, you're doing that.
Okay.
that's
So I guess you inherit my Blu-ray?
Yeah, because I'm never gonna. I'll watch it, but that's definitely not more of my type of movie. And then another movie, but it just got announced for a 4K. I've never seen it, but a lot of people are excited about this. It's getting a real special edition with just look at this, so much stuff. And that movie is called Bubba Hotep. And based on what I'm seeing, it looks like Bruce Campbell's playing some sort of version of Elvis. And
Yeah, it's weird. Now, it's not a slasher or anything,
I mean, it's a Scream Factory release, so it's got to have some sort of relation to horror.
Because if he was like an Elvis that kills people, that'd be tight.
So it's right now it's labeled from Wikipedia. It's labeled a 2002 comedy horror film. Stars Bruce Campbell as Elvis Presley.
Interesting.
So
If I get fucking sick,
it's
because you're
it's a dry cough. It's definitely just allergies.
from what?
Probably allergies or like just a mucus buildup because that just happens to me. I feel fine. I just have a little bit of a cough this morning.
You're like a science experiment.
I'm donating my body to science when I die, actually. I swear to God. Because what do I care? I'm dead. Do what they want with me. Make me a cadaver in a school or something like that.
Throw me in the trash.
Just throw me in the trash. I told my wife that. I said, listen, trash goes out Tuesday and Friday. When I die, closest day, you all meet up. I think Trash Man comes at 7:45. You sit in there with some candles, say goodbyes. Watch them throw me in the compactor and just wave. That's all. Simple.
Not bad, not bad.
If I can't get stuffed, though, that's the only thing. I would
stuffed.
I would love to get stuffed.
Really?
Yeah, stuffed and placed on like the subway or something, so people just get freaked out. I don't know if they stuff people though.
They stuff it right up your ass.
They got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
That's
the only way in.
I mean, when I'm dead, I'm dead. Do what you want to me, So those were the real big announcements this week. That as far as like, we got some Scream Factory announcements. Ow. Why?
There was a bug.
There was not a bug.
There was.
I don't believe you. That hurt.
Would you like to get bit by the bug?
I would. If it was a bug, it wasn't going to bite me.
You can't even see the bug. You said you've never seen a bug.
If they get real close, no, I don't really see bugs now. That's why I don't get too worried about them. So, I don't know, he just killed a bug for no reason. And then one thing that got announced for a big time sale, so the Sony Pictures Classic set right now is 53% off, $140 for 10 4Ks. That's like $13 or 13 and change per 4K. So even if you don't like every movie in there, it's a steal at that price right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could agree with that as someone who likes a deal, but just nothing in there really interests me, so that's why I'm not gonna get that.
No?
No.
You'll never get that.
Never.
I'm really excited about it, honestly. I'm grabbing it. I love a couple of movies in there. There's a bunch that I haven't seen that I've always wanted to see, like Run Lola Run. I've always heard good things. I want to see that, so I'm really excited to actually get that. And I'm curious to see what the quality of those 4Ks are, since there's 10 of them in there at that price.
But it's Sony, right?
Yeah.
So generally, Sony puts out fantastic discs.
No, they usually do. They usually put out some of the better, especially from studio releases. They usually put out some of the best. Like we were talking, we did a review for Adaptation this week, and that was a Sony release. And the Dolby Atmos track on that was ridiculous.
I don't know the movie, so I can't really speak on that, but I guess, sure.
It's like, you ever seen somebody driving, because like the visuals in that aren't the greatest intentionally. It's not the best sounding movie. Like the Atmos track was incredible. Mm-hmm. But you ever seen somebody driving around in a minivan and they put on some really nice rims on it? It didn't need this amazing Atmos track. I'm glad they did it. But it just like, it kind of just didn't feel like the type of movie that would warrant an Atmos track like that.
Right.
Like, fucking... what's it called? Roadhouse didn't get an Atmos track, and that's the kind of movie that would warrant an Atmos track.
Correct.
Whereas like Adaptation, I would have been fine with a regular 5.1 from Dolby or DTS.
Yeah, Roadhouse. That was a good 4K still.
It's still great 4K.
I think that's a Vinegar Syndrome thing where they just don't do Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos.
Might be. It might be.
I can't recall any Vinegar Syndrome stuff that has had Dolby Vision or Dolby Atmos.
No, maybe they don't have it.
Maybe it's a licensing thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it's very strange what they do with Dolby Vision and everything like that.
Yeah, I don't know why they're like that.
No, me neither. I can't figure them out for the life of me. But, it's weird that some studios, maybe Warner Brothers, they also don't seem to work with Dolby that much, but they have. So I don't understand completely what the deal is.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
Who knows?
It doesn't make much sense is what I'm getting at here.
Right.
But any other kind of like physical media notes, some sales you want to talk about?
I mean, there's always sales on blu-ray.com, if you want to stay up to date and you're looking at stuff. I think the Christmas 4K stuff is down to $19.99 this week. That's, I think, the lowest I've seen them.
That is the lowest I've seen them. And I still feel like they are really good quality. And I wanted Elf, but I don't know. Maybe I might not watch Elf this year and wait for it to drop, because I really want to grab Elf in the like $10 to $15 range.
The only problem with that, the waiting, is you're not going to get a slipcover.
That is probably true. Although, when I ordered like all that stuff for Black Friday, most of them came with a slipcover.
That's all.
And
current releases.
No, like Dune and No Time to Die, those both came out last year in 2021.
Right, but they still had stock.
Yes, they're just trying to get rid of. They're offloading stock.
Right, but I don't know. I think that it's just a gamble. You might get one, but you might not. So I just picked up Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story. Those are the last two I had to grab. So I just picked those up for $19.99 each. I had a Amazon coupon, and then a rewards thing for my credit card, so I didn't pay for Christmas Story technically. I paid for rewards.
Yeah, you were rewarded for running up the debt.
Yes.
They do that. That's just like going to a casino and they bring you drinks or they comp you at a nice room. They're like, this is one of our most valuable customers. He's throwing his entire life away. Bring him a fucking cranberry and vodka. I'm sure he'll be happy.
Right.
And you justify it.
Yeah.
As you put up the mortgage of the house on there and the deed and everything like that.
Yep.
It's the gambles of life. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? Me and Matt both got t-shirts, and we decided one thing we were going to do, because you guys liked it a few weeks ago when we did this, we both wore some special t-shirts, and we're going to let you guys pick what is the better t-shirt, the one that Matt has on, or the one that I have on. I'm going to show you guys mine right now. This is Purple Rain. Beautiful. One of the better musical movies, and Prince is my favorite artist of all time. Well, no, he's not my favorite, but he's in my top 3 of all time. Meatloaf is still probably my favorite.
And mine is from The Office.
Ooh, what is that actually?
It's the one when they do the Christmas. It's one of the Christmas things.
So yeah, I think that is the episode with the iPod.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah,
the Nasty Christmas or whatever it is.
Yeah, The Office is great.
There is a physical release of The Office on Blu-ray, and I think I just got it on Prime Day or something like that.
Yeah, you were waiting a long time for that to drop in price. You kept bringing up the fact that you wanted to grab that. Because Matt has this thing where he has to collect, like, you know, even though most of these shows are on streaming, on the off chance they ever get pulled, Matt likes to have as many as possible.
To back up.
As a backup, yeah. I have a few shows on Blu-ray and DVD. Like, I have the Batman the Animated Series, Reno 911, that 70s show. I have, from a few years ago, Chernobyl and Watchmen, those 2 series from HBO. I have them both on 4K. And they're really nice, actually. Way better than the HBO streams.
You have Watchmen on 4K, huh?
Yes.
You're
no,
the only
I don't.
one in the world.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I have a Blu-ray Steelbook for Watchmen.
Okay.
You don't have a Steelbook, if I'm correct.
I do not know.
So that was the difference. I thought it was 4K. But Chernobyl's in 4K. I just got that from Groove, the entire...
That Watchmen Blu-ray is actually really good, though.
Is it? Well,
The
HBO...
series?
I haven't watched it. I watched it originally on HBO Max. I haven't watched it on Blu-ray.
Oh, the Blu-ray's great, yeah.
I just bought it because I wanted the Steelbook when it first came out because I did think it was a fantastic show.
It was pretty good,
Yeah, I still don't know if it's as, like, the people, especially on this channel, think that the movie is way better. I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Yeah, me either. I have the 4K of it.
Do you? I was gonna grab that 4K, but I don't. Is that the director's cut? Because
Yes.
that is the director's cut. That's the edition that everyone says to watch, and that you'll appreciate the movie way more.
It's an expensive 4K. I haven't seen it drop below $20.
It's an older 4K too, right? Like 2018. I want.
It's always floating around the $20-$25 range.
I gotta grab that because I was gonna watch it on HBO Max, and HBO Max just sometimes they're really hit or miss on their streams. You know, look at Game of Thrones. And, you know, House of the Dragon, you can't see shit sometimes, and that's a problem for them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you upgraded to an Apple TV, it would kind of alleviate some of the issues you're having.
I agree. I think you're probably right about that.
Because that is the superior streaming device, but...
It's just certain streams, like I feel like Disney and Netflix have the best streams.
I'll agree with that.
As far as the highest quality, everything comes in crystal clear, visual.
Peacock is pretty good, too.
Peacock is good, but I think Paramount is, like, very weak. Like, the whole service seems to run very sluggish.
I agree with that.
Right? Which is weird because they've had some good shows like the Halo series that you watched and I didn't. But now we're going to dive into the Q&A portion of this show. So let us know who has the better t-shirt before we dive into that. Is it Matt or is it me? And then tell us why Matt is wrong in the comment section below. Let's start off with question number 1. And this one is from William Thomas. I would love to know which top 10 movies you wish realistically would come to 4K in 2023.
Top 10 movies we want on 4K.
That realistically could come in 2023. Now, I wrote a list out.
I'm going to say The Terminator.
That was my number 1.
Okay, so we both put that at number 1.
Yeah, I think that could come to 4K. I don't, you know, that's James Cameron holding that up.
What was the one that we both decided needed a 4K?
Well, we were just talking about Grandma's Boy needs a Blu-ray.
Grandma's Boy needs to just come to high definition in general.
Yes.
That's a shame.
So I'm going to read you my list from 10 to 1, and then you can jump in here if you think that, like, and these are realistically that could come to 4K. So number 10, I put Rushmore because that has a Criterion Blu-ray release, and it's 25 years old next year. So I could see that coming to 4K.
I guess.
You know.
That's not something I'm clamoring at the bit for, but...
I would like to upgrade that. I have the Criterion. Here's one that you actually put in my head, and I agree with, and that's Big Trouble in Little China.
I think that's coming with all the other Carpenter stuff that's already on 4K.
Yep. Number 8, I put Serpico because next year it's 50 years old, if you can believe that.
Who wants a piece of Serpico? Because I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you because you're forgetting about this.
Everyone's a crooked cut.
Feast your eyes on the Spin Doctors mix. Woo-ah! Number 7, I put Prisoners.
Al Pacino was just at the Game Awards.
Oh my God, I know, and he's getting old.
What was the connection to him being at the Game Awards?
I thought that when he was announced, I thought it was going to be something related to The Godfather or something related to Scarface.
He just came out and
gave an award, right?
that was it.
And wasn't he on stage for a long time, like kind of like with the guy he was?
Well, he was. So I think it's Chris Judge, whoever plays the voice of Kratos, the guy who won the award for best voice actor. He was on there for a long time.
Oh, really?
He made a long speech, and Al Pacino stood there And then he's like, oh, and I got to meet Al Pacino, and he gave him a hug and all that. But I still don't understand why Al Pacino was actually there. Not that I'm complaining, that was awesome.
No, they actually seem to actually have, because Pedro Pascal was there, which makes more sense because
that
The Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us.
I don't know
series,
why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got Pacino. Maybe, I don't know, Pacino's getting old. Maybe he was just hanging around wherever they were filming the show, and they're like, you want to come inside? Like, and, get off the street? And,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There was no connection to the show with...
And he's probably like, all right, I'll come inside. I'm going to give an award. Woo-wah.
Hoo-wah.
Hoo-wah. And then number 7, I put Prisoners, which is a Denis Villeneuve movie, but the reasoning is because most of his other movies are on 4K.
Okay.
Just not Prisoners. Or I think there's one more too. But everything else, like Arrival, Sicario, Blade Runner 2049, Dune, those all have 4K releases.
Right.
So, realistically.
Right.
And then celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2003 is Kill Bill Volume 1. So I think Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 will come to 4K. I'm just afraid they're going to jump Jackie Brown, which I would also like a 4K release of. But my guess, we get Kill Bill 1 and 2 first. So that's number 5. That's number 6. Number 5, I put Avatar. Because Avatar 2 is coming to 4K when that eventually comes out of theaters. And you don't think they're going to have an Avatar 1 and 2 double pack?
They probably will, yeah.
So my guess that was that. And then at number 4, I put Tombstone, which is...
James Cameron's working on a Titanic 4K, too.
I've seen rumors for Titanic. I've seen rumors for True Lies. I've seen rumors for Aliens. I've seen rumors for pretty much all of his movies that haven't come to 4K.
Yeah, that's pretty much my list. It's just I want the James Cameron fucking library on 4K.
Abyss, I know, and this guy put so much work. We had these early reviews for Avatar 2, and it's apparently visually just stunning. It's a masterpiece, and I want to see some of his other movies in 4K. All we have for him for 4K is that one bad scan of T2, and that's it.
That's it, right?
Yeah, right? Piranha 2's not on 4K.
No, that's a Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Yep, and that's his first movie, which I don't even think he directed the whole movie. I think he got fired or something like that halfway through.
I'm unfamiliar.
So I've never seen it, but apparently, his love for the water is on display already in Piranha 2.
I gotta watch that because I just watched the first Piranha, which I enjoyed a lot, and that has a 4K.
Yeah,
from Scream Factory. So
wouldn't it be insane if the next 4K from James Cameron is Piranha 2?
It's not out of the realm of possibility because it's already a Scream Factory Blu-ray.
Dude, if we get Piranha 2 before the Terminator, I'm gonna snap.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not impossible because Scream Factory's taking a lot of their Blu-rays and upgrading them to 4K. So
The Abyss and True Lies have never even come to Blu-ray, right?
No,
yeah, that's my thoughts on Avatar. That's number 5. Number 4, I put Tombstone.
Look, darling, Johnny Ringo.
Because that's celebrating its 30th anniversary next year.
Tombstone Piledriver?
Yeah, I'll hit you with a fucking Tombstone. I heard that there is a 4K already being made of that. At least there's rumors of it. Okay. Unconfirmed rumors. Number 3, again, 30th anniversary, is The Fugitive.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven ground, barring injury, is 4 miles an hour. That gives us a radius of 6 miles. What I want out of each and every one of you is a hard target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, or doghouse in that area. Your fugitive's name is Dr. Richard Kimball.
And I would just love that on 4K.
Yeah, good movie, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. We actually have an early review on this channel for The Fugitive and U.S. Marshals because, believe it or not, if you didn't know, U.S. Marshals is the sequel to The Fugitive. And I think both movies are fantastic. Tommy Lee Jones.
I haven't seen the U.S. Marshals.
Oh, it's a good movie. That just brings back the whole U.S. Marshals team, like Tommy Lee Jones as Sam Gerard and Joe Pantalone, all those guys. So, number 2, which it's not confirmed, but it's pretty much confirmed, is The Exorcist, coming to 4K for its 50th year.
I think I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, so I think that's the most, pretty much a guarantee, a lot.
So what is the actual question again?
Top 10 movies coming that you want to see come to 4K realistically. Don't just pick, we have Terminator for number 1, but certain movies we just know won't come to 4K, Grandma's Boy.
We don't know that. Well, Grandma's Boy, yeah, that probably won't ever get 4K.
Think about it from a realistic standpoint,
But, so I'm just thinking of movies that are already on Blu-ray that could possibly come to 4K. So I would say Terminator would be my number 1 want, and there's definitely a possibility there because we're not the only ones who want that.
No, I think a lot of people want that.
And again, we said it 100 times, I would love to see an Arrow Video do something like that.
Well, look at it like this.
Like the RoboCop release.
So the producers of Terminator are MGM and Orion Pictures. pictures. Orion, we just had RoboCop come, same studio as Terminator, and MGM, we just had Roadhouse come to 4K. So it's like, one of those studios has the rights.
We're getting close.
Yeah, although James Cameron himself might have the rights to Terminator. That, I think, might be the problem.
It's Cameron?
Yeah, because,
This guy in this fucking Avatar shit.
Well, he just talked about his plans for Avatar 5 the other day, because Avatar... We're going to have a review for Avatar and Avatar 2 this week, done by me. Unfortunately, yeah. We're both not excited. Matt got out of going to see the movie, so lucky for him, but I'm seeing it. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that...
It looks way worse than the first.
I'm hearing it's way better. So, I'm excited, actually, to see it.
Oh, good for you.
So, I'll see. I mean...
So, my list would be the Terminator. I saw this was rumored before. There's been Blu-ray releases of this. I want the Ninja Turtles movies, the live-action Ninja Turtles.
That's a strong possibility. They should come into 4K.
Those would be great 4Ks, I think. I'm just scanning my shelf right now. You know, the comedy stuff, that it's rare you get comedy. It's really action and horror that really comes to 4K. And with the exception of like the Terminator, the Ninja Turtles movies, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, where's that 4K?
And we have a very old Blu-ray set of that.
Yeah.
They have not been touched in a long time.
We got the Friday the 13th on 4K, which wasn't even really needed because even Scream Factory just did a Blu-ray collection.
Just with new scans.
Yeah, new scans on Blu-ray of Nightmare on Elm Street. We would be ecstatic, you know. But a 4K I'd be over the moon for that.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
But I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much our combined list. We did more than 10. But we're going to move on to the next question. I hope we answered your question, William, because that was a good one. And I definitely put some thought into it. And the next question is from our favorite uncle, Uncle V, and he's keeping his serious role going. What are your thoughts on collectors that keep their physical media sealed? Now, he said this because he likes to keep his stuff sealed.
All right, so I will let you take the reins on this first, and then I'll...
yeah, because actually, we disagree on this pretty strongly. So I open my stuff immediately. The plastic on it drives me nuts. Literally, as I'm walking in the house from the mailbox, I'm unpacking it and ripping the plastic off because I don't want that stuff anywhere near my house. And I get it. I'm probably the minority in that, but it's just my OCD. I can't... the plastic on it, just that little glare, I'll notice it there. The crinkling noise, it drives me insane. So no, I will not allow any plastic on my shelf whatsoever. Absolutely not.
So, my theory is I am all for having your movies open. Sure, they're meant to be watched, meant to be looked at. Yes. However, half of my shelf is sealed because I haven't watched it yet. I leave it sealed until I go to watch it because it protects it. It keeps it cleaner. It keeps it in better shape. You know, it's there for the protection of the movie, you know? So when he does this, it just drives me insane because I know he's not going to watch it right away, but sometimes he does. You're taking off this, it's a condom, you know, it's protected, you're taking off this protective layer, and, you know, you're much harder on your things than I am, so I just leave that layer of protection on there, let it sit on the shelf, it keeps the dust off of it, out of it, whatever, until you're ready to watch it, then you can unseal it. I'm not one to leave it sealed forever. If it stays sealed forever, that's just because I haven't gotten to watch it yet or use it yet, or when it comes to a video game, I haven't played it yet. I have a ton of video games that are still sealed. I have some PlayStation 1 games that are sealed. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I have a PS... I think I have a Sega Genesis game sealed.
So you just bought these games and just never opened them until the day you finally, if ever, come to them.
Correct. Because it's a added layer of protection.
I get the protection part, and it does make sense.
Keeps it in near mint condition.
Obviously, with them grading stuff now and everything like that, the sealed, the better.
I do not like graded stuff because it just ups the price on everything, and you know, I understand the collector's market for that, but if you're getting something graded and it's pressed into that like hard plastic protector and case, you're never going to use that game or that movie or whatever. That's a waste to me. Once I get home from the store, if there's a loose disc in there, sometimes with the loose stuff, I'll open it up and check on it and make sure it's good, then I'll put it on the shelf. But generally, I'll leave everything sealed until the day I'm ready to watch it.
Okay, no, that's fair. Agree to
and
disagree.
also, that is also a reminder. So when I'm standing in front of my shelf scanning for something to watch, I'll look for the sealed stuff first because I know I haven't watched it yet. So it's also as a bookmark.
That's fair. I get your reasoning, and Uncle V, I understand your reasoning too, because he said that was why he was frustrated with his loose disc problem, because he had to open it up.
Right. Yeah.
So he doesn't like
the loose disc thing, it doesn't bother me that much because I'll just open it and then make sure the disc is okay. Because I don't plan to leave it sealed forever, because I do plan to watch it or play it eventually, but it stays sealed until the day I'm ready to use it.
Oh, all right. Well, our next question is from Lord Raiden. Thank you, Uncle V, for that question. And he wrote, what movie do you think deserves / needs the Criterion release? After watching your Unforgiven review, it got me thinking about some others. The first that came to mind for me is Clerks. How has Clerks not gotten the Criterion treatment?
Yep.
I know it came out in 4K, but I always thought Pulp Fiction should be a Criterion release as well. I completely agree with that, actually.
Yeah, I don't even have anything to add to that, honestly, because I'm not a huge Criterion guy, and my drama section is very, very small, and I feel like that's pretty much all you get from Criterion.
I mean, they do put out some horror, some like Rosemary's Baby. And
Clerks would be my number one want out of Criterion, yeah.
It's definitely like the most deserving of it because it just got put in the Library of Congress like we talked in our Clerks 3 review, or you did. And it's definitely something that's culturally significant, especially to the 1990s indie film scene, and it definitely deserves all those extras and stuff. A new 4K scan, the whole, all the bells and whistles that Criterion could do.
And that's also not out of the realm of possibility. Kevin Smith, he's came out and said that he appreciates us buying the physical media. Arrow Video, was it Arrow?
Who did what? Mallrats?
Mallrats. That was Arrow, right?
Yep.
Arrow Video did a beautiful Mallrats release. So it's his stuff has gone to a boutique label before. All his stuff has been on physical. Some of it's out of print now, like Dogma.
Dogma's the big one.
I think Red State. There might even be another one in there.
I had a hard time getting which one. No, I got Tusk, no problem. That's Lionsgate. There is one more in there. I'm drawing a blank on it. It was hard to get.
I think Jersey Girl is a weird one.
His movie rights are just all over the place.
They're all over the place, yeah. They're hard to get a lot of his stuff. I'm glad I finally have a full Kevin Smith collection.
Yeah, you got lucky. You scraped in.
To have Clerks 3 on 4K, that's a big deal, because that's his first 4K, really,
It is his first 4K, yeah. So as far as other movies I think that deserve the Criterion treatment, The Terminator is another one I think would definitely shine there, but I don't think that fits more of the Criterion brand. That's definitely more Arrow.
Ideally, I would like to see Arrow do Terminator, but I mean, if Criterion did a nice digipack release of the Terminator, I'd be down with that.
Like WALL-E, which we'll get to the next question. Actually, is kind of regarding that, but yeah, no, it's tough. They've done a great job. I would have said The Godfather. It's any kind of culturally significant movie they take, but it's hard to get the rights for them to all of them because big studios. They're Apocalypse Now would be a great Criterion release. But the regular house studio for that is just never going to give the rights over. That's their money. They would have to split some of that with Criterion. That's why it's amazing that Disney gave them WALL-E to do because, that's taking profits away from Disney. But I guess Disney kind of saw the light on that one.
Right.
But another one that I think right off, that I just looked over and I thought about, Alien would be a great Criterion release.
Yes, how did we forget Alien?
Yeah, because that movie changed the game completely.
Or Alien. Well, we talked Aliens. I was thinking of what we want to come to 4K, which we do have a 4K of Alien. We need a 4K of Aliens.
Yes, but I would like the Criterion treatment of Alien with all the all the extras and stuff like that.
Well, okay. It's more for Aliens, but so Insert to Tomorrow, Insert to Darkness, that team, they're doing a full-blown documentary like that on strictly Aliens.
That's actually awesome. They're doing a full breakdown like that?
On just Aliens.
There is a lot of stuff you could dive into on Aliens.
I have that pre-ordered, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
What about In Search of Darkness Part 3? I just got emails about that the other day.
We didn't get that yet, right?
No, I think it's coming soon.
Oh, I just got the digital code for that.
Yeah, we got to do a review of that when you get it.
So that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look for the In Search of Darkness 1, 2, In Search of Tomorrow. They also got this first-person shooter documentary they're working on. They do great stuff.
Also. The best documentaries, they're expensive. You're going to spend $50, $60 on a documentary. However, they're 5 hours long. Mm-hmm. They're loaded with all these amazing people that come together to the interview, and it's just very informative stuff, entertaining. well edited, well put together, nice piece of physical media to hold in your hand. You know, it's got booklet. It's just good stuff.
They really do great work, Matt. I mean, you can kind of see it, but the posters are kind of behind us, at least in Search of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and then in Search of Darkness is over there. You guys can't see that, but yeah.
A couple of them. Yep.
They do some great work. What's the name? Visual Creator or Creator VC?
Quality stuff, for sure.
All right, next question from Lord Raiden of House Raiden. My second question, we sort of kicked around in the comments, but if you ask on next week's show, we can get more thoughts. Now that Wall-E got a Criterion release, what other Disney movies deserve, would be worthy of the Criterion treatment? The ones I mentioned, and you sort of came out like Mary Poppins, Beauty and the Beast, Fantasia, and Snow White. Maybe Lion King? What does everyone else think? What do you guys all think? But what do you think? I think number one is The Lion King.
Again, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to say Clerks. I think that doesn't...
Well, he's asking specifically Disney movies.
Oh, Disney.
Aren't you a big Lady and the Tramp guy? Or
I like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
I do like Lady and the Tramp. Peter Pan was one of my favorite Disneys.
Okay.
That'd be a cool one to see come out.
I think that, like,
Disney.
Beauty and the Beast would probably be number 2 behind Wall-E because that got a Best Picture nomination in 1992 or in the 1993 Oscars. So
what did?
Beauty and the Beast, based on an old property, because there's plenty of Beauty and the Beast before the one that you know. Yeah, Linda Hamilton and Ron Perlman actually were in a live-action Beauty and the Beast.
I actually vaguely remember.
Yeah, I love the Celine Dion song. Yeah, oh God, Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, I think that would be like the next one that would get it if I had to guess. If they did a matchup, Beauty and the Beast just makes the most sense as far as but you know, there's also like Fantasia's a big one. What is it? Bambi. Bambi's a huge one. That's from what, the 30s and 40s.
Translate well I guess, with the colors and the animated style. Yeah, I guess it would be.
But what they did with Wall-E is they just took the Disney scan and like touched it up.
Right.
So, you know, but because Wall-E already had a 4K scan. Like those, like Bambi.
These are all out on Blu-ray.
Yes, and I think Beauty and the Beast. I know The Lion King has a 4K, but Beauty and the Beast, I'm pretty sure has a 4K.
Okay.
So, like, you know, it's really for the extras, and
the extras and the digipack and all that shit.
The nice packaging, like Wall-E, they hit a home run. Like, I'm not gonna spoil what my best 4K of the year is, but it's up there. So we'll talk about that on a later episode. But yeah, those would be my guesses, Lord. I hope they do it. I hope they actually listen to us because I would love some more. And then this one is from Kevin L. What are the top 5 4Ks from the last 5 years? And we whipped out a few. We did a little bit more than 5 because I got 5 and then Matt
this was a hard one.
We had a hard time with this.
And mine are somewhat current, but I guess that's just because newer movies, newer technology just seem to look better. But in no particular order, the John Wick movies are like reference quality 4Ks. The audio on these movies, the visual on these movies, these are like 10 out of 10 discs, especially the third one, because it just...
The Rain.
Oh my God, yeah. These are just fantastic movies, fantastic 4K discs, but you're going to see mine are a lot of action movies. So Bullet Train, another reference quality 4K right here.
And that barely drops in price. Like, they promote a sale on that.
I think it's $20.
Yeah. Wait, so like if you can grab that on sale, Matt is not lying. That is a reference quality disc and an underrated movie. People kind of shit on that.
Yeah, great movie, great 4K disc, a lot of colors on there. This is a fun ride.
Yeah, it really is.
I had a great time with Bullet Train. Gemini Man, not the best movie in the world. However, this is when you want to show off your OLED TV, you want to show off your surround sound system. This is something you put in because what they did with the frame rate here, I think it's 60?
60.
Is it 60?
Yeah, so all movies move in 24 frames per second. So that means 24 frames of film move along. That's how movies work, they're just still pictures at 24 frames per second. So that's what the standard is for movies. Everyone who plays...
film and special features are in 60 FPS.
Yep.
So it looks like this was filmed, like if you have a brand new iPhone, like one of the newer ones with the really good cameras, and you film something on there, it just looks like amazing. That's what this movie looks like.
You look like you could step into the movie. Yeah, it's incredible.
And I can't believe the frame rate is what actually
does that.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought it was more of a resolution thing.
They're not the first person to do that. Peter Jackson has experimented with this with his Hobbit films, and a lot of people they have a hard time because at first it looks very jarring, especially because the standard is 24 frames per second for movies. It's very rare we get away from that. So people really get thrown off by it, and they really don't like it. Now, it's hard because it's definitely different, and I don't know if it's and I don't think it's ever going to become the standard.
It looks weird, you get used to it, and then it's just a visual feast.
I show people that. I borrow Matt's Gemini Man because I don't own it because it's not a good movie. And I just show people when I want to show off my OLED how beautiful it can be.
I got it for $4 on 4K.
I still can't believe that.
Couldn't pass it up.
No.
Back to the Future, this entire trilogy, these are really, really good 4Ks. Not quite reference quality, but they are there. These are Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, great movies. I absolutely love the Back to the Future franchise. But these are amazing 4Ks, and these are ones you should definitely own. And
yeah, Matt sent me a text when those dropped down to $29. If you don't buy them, we're not talking anymore. So I was bullied into buying them.
Yes, you have to own those. And Sonic 2. This was also an amazing, amazing 4K. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, the art style, fantastic. Just an amazing 4K disc, and awesome steelbook too. I love this movie. I love this is the total package right here.
Yeah. And number one for me, and I don't think
this is number one for both of us.
Yeah, this is the new standard. Probably the best 4K we've gotten in years, visual and audio wise. Obviously the extras are not as good as any Criterion release or anything like that. But my God, this is what you put in now. This is the new standard of what reference quality should be. And what they did with this movie is incredible. So, yeah, this is my number one. And then a number two for me, and I was really shocked at this, is Maniac Cop 3. The Maniac Cop movie coming in at number two for me as far as best 4Ks. It's unbelievable. We have a Blue Underground question.
Welcome.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. So we have a Blue Underground question we'll talk about in a minute, but yeah, that is a reason why.
I made him get those because I have them as well. I have all the Maniac Cops on Blu-ray. Well, those are 4Ks.
Yeah.
Those are great.
No, they really are. And now
Blue Underground does fantastic work.
We're going to talk about Blue Underground. We have a Blue Underground question, so I'm going to skim past that a little bit. Now, one that I don't know if it's the best, but this is the one that really showed me what 4K can do, and I never hear anyone talk about this. I bought this for $5 too on a Black Friday sale years ago, and nobody ever brings this up as far as the best 4Ks go, but First Blood, I mean, really unbelievable work here. A lot of this movie takes place in this, it's rainy and cloudy the whole day, and it just really does pop off your screen. I was like, wow, is this what 4K can do? And nobody ever brings up First Blood, and I've always championed this 4K disc itself. It's obviously a great movie. We're not the biggest Stallone guys, but this is my favorite Stallone movie, and just a great 4K. And then one I think we could both agree on. This is the best of Halloween.
Yes.
But this is not they messed with the lighting on this, so this isn't the original lighting as far as the movie goes. But I think what they did change about it, I think makes this look fantastic. Right. Halloween's never looked better than it does here.
Yes.
So that was my number 4. I didn't bring my other ones. This is for a different thing. So those were the ones that I really wanted to highlight and combine with Matt.
Yeah.
So, those were the ones that I would say, if you can grab them, they're the best. And I agree with Matt on John Wick because those are also incredible. And he also asked us another one. What was the first VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K you bought? Do you remember your first?
I remember my first DVD was... Well, it wasn't. It's just acquiring, getting, because it was a gift. My first DVD.
Yeah, I guess that's what set you off, because I do remember I can't pull together my first VHS.
The VHS, that's impossible.
Because people bought me VHSs, but I guess the first VHS I ever bought on my own was a WWE VHS. It was WWF No Way Out with my own money. Right. I don't remember what year it was. I want to say 2000. And then, very quickly I shifted to DVDs. And then my first DVD was also a wrestling DVD. And it was WWE or WWF Survivor Series 2002. So
yeah, my first DVD was Shrek.
Really?
That was my first DVD ever. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got an itch.
I saw her face. And now I'm a believer.
Yeah, Shrek was my first DVD. My first Blu-ray, I think was The Dark Knight.
I think it was too. I think I was with, because Matt was on board with HD DVD like we mentioned first, because Matt was total loyal to Xbox. We both were, so Xbox picked HD DVD and Sony picked Blu-ray, and we're like,
right.
we picked the losing side, as usual.
Yes. So I think so. My first Blu-ray player was actually in my first gaming computer. I built a gaming computer and I got a Blu-ray drive for it. And that was because I had the gaming computer before I had PlayStation 3. And then eventually I got a PS3 and that was my dedicated Blu-ray player for a while. But yeah, so my first one I want to say was The Dark Knight. I think I bought a couple that day. I think I got The Dark Knight.
Did you get Forgetting Sarah Marshall in that group too?
I think I got Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Terminator Salvation.
Gotcha.
I remember going to Best Buy and picking them up in a time window, but I specifically remember I think The Dark Knight was my first one ever.
My first Blu-ray was Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter and the Terminator pack that at the time had 1, 2, 3, and Salvation.
Gotcha.
So those were my first Blu-rays. And then my first 4K, I mentioned this earlier or last week, was Unforgiven. That's my first 4K.
I think my first 4K was that movie Life.
Yes, with
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, and I remember who else was in that. But yeah, and that's probably a good looking 4K.
It was, yeah. Because I got that. Yeah, so I remember when I moved into my apartment, I got my first 4K TV. I got that 75-inch Sony. What was it, an 850 or something like that?
Yeah, that was both. We both got the same TVs.
Yeah, because I got the 4K TV before you did, I think, right?
Yeah,
and you
made
came
me go
over and I said, yeah, check this out, and you went and bought the same exact one.
Yeah.
But when I bought the 4K TV, I had to get a 4K disc to check out on the 4K TV, and that was the only one at the time that really appealed to me, so I picked up Life. And not a bad movie. I haven't watched it since, but...
Yeah. Initially, when I first started collecting 4Ks, I just always assumed, like I did with Blu-ray, it was better than DVD. It wasn't until like the last few years you started to actually take note of like, okay, this 4K is actually not that great. You know, kind of what we do now. That was kind of a slow transition to what we do.
Most cases, the 4K is better.
Most cases. It's rare when you don't get that. And actually, our next question, thanks, Kevin, for those 2 questions. We appreciate that. Is actually Uncle V again, and this is the Blue Underground question. I know you gentlemen always reference Arrow and Scream Factory, but rarely catch you mentioning Blue Underground. I was wondering, what are your thoughts and experiences? I just pre-ordered my first 2 4K from Blue Underground, and they're releasing on the 21st of February, which I'm wondering what those are, Uncle V. But
yeah, I don't know what those are.
Yeah, but Uncle V, we both have a pretty good amount of Blue Underground stuff. I didn't bring Mint because Matt also has Maniac, but I have 4 as well.
We both have 4.
Yeah,
so,
because the only difference is Matt has Uncle Sam and I have Zombie.
yeah, that's our difference, right?
Yeah,
there. And mine's still sealed because I haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting for 4th of July.
Yes, and you are not wrong, Uncle V. Blue Underground does phenomenal work on the transfers to the disc. Zombie,
some of the best.
Yeah, this is one of the. I'm not a huge fan of the movie Zombie, but Tom Savini did the special effects on this, and the special effects in this movie are probably some of the best physical effects I've ever seen on film, bar none. I love the movie, but it looks great on 4K. Unbelievable. And like I said, Maniac Cop 3. Maniac Cop 2 is a great 4K too. But Maniac Cop 3 is an incredible 4K. Like, just the siren spinning and like in the background. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I have the Maniac Cops. I watched them and I told John to pick them up, and he did. He finally listened to me for once.
I always listen. You bully me.
Maniac was a fantastic 4K also, though. I think Maniac looked great.
It does look great. I watched that also. And the first time I ever saw Maniac was in just terrible quality. It was on a stream, and it looked like it was ripped from an old VHS or DVD. Awful, awful quality. And that 4K really does. And you got to, it's not the best looking movie. It's from, I think, 1980. So, the fact that they can make that look that good.
1980.
Yeah, no, I know my years. So it's just unbelievable. But yeah, Uncle V, let us know what 4Ks you're getting from Blue Underground. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
But the biggest flaw of Blue Underground is the same thing we say with Vinegar Syndrome. Price, and just not enough movies that we are very interested in grabbing. Like, you've never seen Uncle Sam. I've never seen Uncle Sam.
No, but so I think Blue Underground had a big sale where all their stuff was $20.
I think it was for their anniversary, right?
Yeah, it was like everything was $20. So we paid $20 for Maniac, $20 for Uncle Sam, $20 for the Maniac Cops.
Maniac Cops are just such good movies. Unbelievable. Like, Really didn't expect to enjoy the trilogy. I just wish that we would have got the first one on 4K. We did a whole video on that. Well, Matt did a whole video about why we only have one on Blu-ray and the other two are on 4K from Blue Underground.
Right.
Different companies. What's the company that did one?
Synapse?
Yep. They're the ones who do the porn.
Yeah.
And then
That's more Uncle V's style.
I'm going to ask you Freddie's question, then we'll end on Tony's question. So tell him Freddie sent you, said, what do you think the chances of Arrow putting King of New York on 4K or MS-45? Well, I'm not too sure about MS-45, but Arrow already has released the King of New York on 4K, but it's a UK release only. So I think that there's a good chance that we do get that on 4K here in the States eventually. I don't know who has the rights to it, but I love King of New York. That stars Christopher Walken, Lawrence Fishburne. It's came out, I believe, in 1990, and the director of that also directed another movie that I love from 1992 called Bad Lieutenant that stars Harvey Keitel, which is just one of the most fucked up movies you'll ever see in your life. If you want to see a gambling drug addict just fall deeper and deeper into just hell, watch Bad Lieutenant. Love that movie, but King of New York is a better movie, and I would love Arrow to release that here in the States on 4K. So.
I have no comment on that because I don't even know those movies.
Oh, you would love King of New York. Christopher Walken.
I like Christopher Walken.
Yeah, no, he plays a guy who just gets out of jail, and now he's basically, he's friends with all these guys, like all the guys who work under him. He's the King of New York, and now he's gonna go make his drug business take off. Lawrence Fishburne is awesome in it. Like I said,
cool.
I love it. It's a great movie. Check that one out if you've never seen it. Maybe on 4K if we ever get it. And then our last question is from Impressive Tony. Like I've said before. Amazing YouTube channel. Check his stuff out and subscribe to him if you haven't yet. With James Gunn taking over and DC's film future being up in the air, what are you hoping to see change and what would you like to stay the same? For me, I'd like to keep Henry Cavill as our Superman, but would like to see them incorporate more lesser known characters in their own film. I'm just about Batman'd out right now. Let's see some news stories. And I think me and Matt go to all superhero movies the same way. Me and Matt are not comic book collectors.
No.
So our love for comic book collectors comes strictly from film and TV shows.
Right.
So,
I mean, again, I have multiple Batman action figures. As a kid, Batman was my favorite. Batman and Spider-Man were always my favorite as a child. So for me, I don't know if there's too many characters that I'm aware of that don't have their own movie yet, which is fine, but I would love for them to introduce new characters to me. Like, so even like Captain America and
Iron Man. Like I didn't know about.
I guess a little bit Iron Man. Even I'm drawing a blank. Ant-Man. These are all new. I'm strictly talking Marvel, but just because there's like not too many DC movies out there. But I love learning these new characters and getting to love them, sure. So if they take some out of the vault and they make a movie, I'm all for that. I'm definitely going to check it out. I think Marvel does generally make the better movies.
Well,
sorry. But, the DCU or whatever, ECEU. I was so against Ben Affleck as Batman. It took me a long time to watch those, and they're still not great.
Yeah, see, the thing with DC is, since the very beginning, Marvel had a path. They had Kevin Feige in control.
Right.
DC, now we get James Gunn, and he's splitting the role, and this is what, their fourth or fifth leader of DC since Kevin Feige's been in charge of Marvel, so they've just been all over the place, retconning stuff, and now I'm hoping with James Gunn they could really get things in order. James Gunn is fantastic.
Peacemaker is a perfect example.
And
I had no idea who
that.
the fuck Peacemaker is.
No.
But that show, amazing.
Amazing, and that's James Gunn, and that's probably how he got the job between that and the Suicide Squad from last year, which I was way higher on than Matt. I think that was,
I actually kind of like the first Suicide Squad better than the second.
You're just out of your fucking mind. But the second Suicide Squad, I think, is DC's best movie. I mean, since they've been doing these movies, I would say, in the DCEU, I think that is definitely their best movie, overall, bar none. And that's not including, the Batman.
The Wonder Woman movies were good, too.
They were. And
I like the first one better.
They just canceled the third one.
Which is a shame, because I was definitely going to check that out.
I know.
Aquaman wasn't bad.
I liked Aquaman more than most people, and I just read again that Jason Momoa might, because it comes out Christmas Day in 2023, the second Aquaman movie, he might take over a different DC role.
Which I disagree with.
Which is, because he's perfect as Aquaman. And no one gave a shit about Aquaman
it's
until
kind of like that. It's kind of like that episode of Always Sunny when they're doing Lethal Weapon when the same actor changes roles.
Yeah,
like, I don't want that.
I think they're gonna dump Aquaman. Is the point? Is I don't think people are into Aquaman as much as like they thought.
I guess
Because the people used to make fun of Aquaman. Remember the Family Guy skit where he's out in the water?
You're lucky you're not doing that over here in the ocean.
Why don't you come in the water and do that?
Yeah. Why you come over here and say that? That's funny. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just, but now if I see him pop on the movie, like that's Aquaman. That's not this new person.
I think they've done good stuff. Like I really love Shazam. Like
Shazam. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
So I guess all the DC movies have been teaching me new characters because I was pretty much unfamiliar with all of them except Batman. I never liked
Superman.
I knew who Superman was, but I never liked Superman. And again, that was another movie I came very, very late to. I just watched all the DCEU within the past year or two.
Oh, Man of Steel is easily my favorite.
Great movie.
Favorite Superman movie. Like you, I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I saw the ones from the 70s and 80s.
But Henry Cavill's perfect.
Perfect. And you know what happens at the end of Black Adam. Spoiler alert. They
don't.
Oh, well, they bring Henry Cavill back as Superman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining that.
You're welcome. I mean, they pretty much announced it because, The Rock is Black Adam. So I don't know exactly what their plans are. I do believe in James Gunn. James Gunn brought us the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Like, I had no idea who those were going to be, and they are some of my favorite characters.
Is he not doing Volume 3?
No, he is.
Oh, he's
working for both of them.
He's playing with both their toys.
Yeah,
okay.
James Gunn is like he really is just up there with Kevin Feige and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, these guys who are just super passionate about their work, and that's the kind of person I'm glad's in charge of DC. Like he said himself, he can't make everyone happy, and that's just that's the way of the world now. Star Wars, Marvel, people are gonna be pissed off, and you got to just do appeal to the majority. Really, is what you have to do. So. I think I have faith in James Gunn. I'm really hoping, I don't want them to touch Batman. Leave Batman in his own universe. Let Robert Pattinson play in that world. Take Batman out of everything else. I'm cool with that. I don't need Ben Affleck. I don't need Michael Keaton. And I love Batman. I have a Batman tattoo. But just let Robert Pattinson play. Avoid the confusion. And just set your DCEU on a straight path. Make it legible.
But Batman has to be in the DCEU.
I mean, I guess. So what would you like? Do you think they should keep Ben Affleck as Batman in this universe? Because you definitely keep Henry Cavill.
You have to now, unfortunately.
I don't know. I would love for them just to hit the reset button and start over. Because there's too many pots in the kitchen now.
Okay, if they hit the reset button, sure, but keep Gal Gadot as
Wonder Woman. Yeah,
keep Henry Cavill as Superman.
The Suicide Squad. I love the characters in that.
I'm not a huge Batfleck guy. Yeah, let's keep all of them except Ben Affleck.
See, I don't mind Ben Affleck as Batman. It's not his fault that the movies are bad. It really wasn't. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And he's handsome. He's
I don't
handsome
like
enough.
the fucking costume.
The costume I don't really like. But, I mean, I hate Batman versus Superman. Don't get me wrong.
Martha.
Oh, my God. One of the most disappointed times I ever left the theater. But, honestly, watching him go around, I wasn't one of those people that, he broke the Batman rules and he's killing. I loved him running around that warehouse with a shotgun. I thought it was cool. Call me crazy. I know that's a sin, but let us not forget that Michael Keaton's Batman did kill people. All right? He killed the Joker pretty much. So, that kind of became a thing when Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan got together. That's when we got Batman doesn't kill. Before that, Batman, I mean, he wasn't a cold-blooded killer, but, if the guy was bad enough, he's like, I'm not going to lose a night of sleep over him. That's my opinion, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. But that's going to about do it for us here on this episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. It was a pretty long one, actually. We talked about a lot of different subjects, and if you guys want us to cover some more subjects in next week's video, leave your comments in the comments section below, questions, concerns, anything you want. Let us know who has the better t-shirt. Leave that all in the comments section below, and then while you're down there, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell all your friends.